stylistic flaw, I would say. So what kind of heroes are you hoping that five men get away with this time? Do you want to see them rock their Enchantress?
Yeah, I do, but I don't think OG is gonna give it to them
Nope.
at all.
Take them
Yeah, Feynman
immediately.
had a chance yesterday to take Enchantress and maybe take the game from there, but now they got their backs against the walls. I think Feynman are just gonna bust out whatever they feel like is the best possible heroes for their team
Hmm.
after that game number one. They just need to not overthink, the strategies or anything like that. Just try to do what Misery does best. Just counterpick. Like that's actually his biggest strength. Is he's really good at counterpicking. He's really good at like mixing up the heroes, like what role they're gonna go into and such, and just go with the flow. That's what got you this far. Let's hope it's enough to at least win you this next game, so you can take it to a game 3.
Yeah, and then take it as it comes. Yeah, it's got to be demoralizing though for five men. It does feel like there's this gap between the tier 2 and tier 1 EU Dota scene, and you've got Fly to Moon, you've got Viking, you've got NIP, and you've got five men all trying to make their way into, and there's Digikiro, trying to make their way into that tier 1 EU scene.
There we go.
And even though OG's using a stand-in, they still can't do it. They still can't do it. Five men are still knocking away at the door, asking to be let in, but nope, that one is welded shut well and truly by the Titans of EU Dota. And there's our Jakiro coming out first phase for OG, and five men actually answer with the Rubik, which I like a lot. I'm sure
I
you
do
too.
too. I do too. I said this yesterday how Rubik is just so amazing as Jakiro. You take that ice path, you get that 4-second disable on a very short timer, and then you get the telekinesis follow up as well. On top of that, you can get like a carry disabled up for like 7-8 seconds. No problem for Rubik in the mid late game. That being said, though, you need a lot of other strong heroes on the side of five men that are able to like go in and give space and open vision for the Rubik to be able to get that ice path and be able to sit back and cast spells. So it's a good start, at least in the draft, just a straight up 1-for-1 counter here. And OG going for their 5th game of Jakiro on Socks. And this time they're going to go for the Earth Spirit. Yeah, so this Earth Spirit, I like it for OG in this game, mainly because Rubik hates playing against Earth Spirit. There's not a whole lot you can do against him. His spells are pretty bad to take in the middle of a team fight as well. And they're not going to get the Faceless Void on OG side. That's surely going to get banned out in the second phase.
Yeah. So switching things up a little bit for this for the second matchup, as they do go for that Spirit rather than the Void. And five man actually use the opportunity to get a Bloodseeker. Very good hero versus the Spirit, that's for sure. I like this.
Yep. Also a good lane partner for Rubik.
Yes.
I feel we've been seeing less impact from the Bloodseeker in this tournament specifically. Maybe people have figured him out a little bit more. They know how to lane against him, or they know like when they need to focus him and such. Obviously, in the mid late game, like he doesn't really provide any disables or anything like that, right? It's just a Rupture and then an Aura bot. He buys like Veil, Greaves, Pipe, whatever it may be, and just kind of hangs around with his allies. So maybe a little bit more figured out at this point. And OG ban out the Void themselves. Okay, so they were expecting
Alpha
five
move.
men. Yeah, they were kind of maybe expecting five men to pick that Faceless Void right away out of the ban phase, because they do have second pick, and five men ban out the Lightseater, one of the 2 best heroes to counter the Bloodseeker in the lane. Wonder what carry mid one is going to play this time around. And I hope they ban the Oracle on five men. This hero has 100% win rate in this tournament right now, and has been picked 8 times.
Wow, that's insane, actually.
Yep.
8 times at 100% win rate. That's very, very strong. But every game we've seen it in, it's had huge impact. It really has.
Indeed.
Wondering if we're going to get COG playing their Oracle again. I'd certainly like that.
Not 8, 9 games, 100% win rate.
9 games, 100% win rate. Jesus.
Yep. So
surprising it's not first phase material yet, but there we go. Yeah, it's taken a long time over this bans, but Lifestealer and the Warlock and the Faceless Void has been banned out so far. Warlock, I guess they felt like five men played it quite well and just don't want to give them that nice stable hero they've got. And the Lifestealer has been... I mean, we've seen this hero banned out a ton. I don't think we've seen it being played yet.
Yeah, it hasn't been played. Mainly because, again, like I said, it's just banned out, and people ban it when they pick the Bloodseeker because they know that's what's going to be countering that hero, and it just becomes a really unplayable lane for the Bloodseeker. And we know how much laning matters right now between these teams. I think OG is pretty much the only team right now who doesn't prioritize lanes as much as everybody else in this tournament. Gonna get rid of that Darkseer. Don't want to deal with that again. Darkseer Earth Spirit, very similar to Darkseer plus Clockwork. And now they have to think. There's Oracle, there's Beastmaster that OG can pick. And those are very difficult heroes for 5-men to counter as well.
Yeah, yeah. I think well, 5 men have the first pick in the next phase, so it will be their choice. I'm wondering if they go for the Beastmaster or the Oracle themselves. I imagine they'll pick their 5 up here, 5 men. I imagine they're going to look for their, they can't get the Warlock anymore because that's been banned out. But I don't know, the CM, why not? CM's always fun.
What does Paladai play? That's the question. I mean, 2 of his heroes are already banned out, right? I guess 3. He also plays Phoenix, so Warlock and Phoenix. And now they ban out a Puck. Okay, so they were expecting Chessie maybe to play a Puck in this game. It's a very weird ban because it's not a hero that you normally get rid of in the second phase because you can, one, maybe counter it, or you can pick heroes that are just so tanky that don't really care about Puck in the mid game, and just makes Puck kind of fall off rather quickly.
It's just not really that strong anymore either. Like, people don't seem to rate the Puck very highly, so a little bit surprised about that one. I guess it is very strong with the Bloodseeker, though, with the Blood Right, plus the Coil, so that's something you always have to worry about, but does seem like an odd one for OG to take out of the equation, but maybe they know something we don't. But now we ban out the Nature's Prophet, and 5 men pick up their first hero. What's it going to be?
Something ranged, preferably, so you have more options for your carry. And they're going to steal the Oracle themselves. Oh, that's really good. That is really, really good.
Yeah, they've actually popped the voice lines at the next level play, says No
Yeah,
Tail.
who said that?
No
Was
Tail.
that No Tail? Oh,
yeah.
Stole it. Oh, he knows.
He was going to do it.
I mean, OG was going to snap pick that Oracle if 5-men did not take it themselves because it was not banned out. Again, 9 games, 100% win rate hero right here. So the odds are on your side picking this Oracle.
Yep.
And now OG are going to be a little bit confused because this Oracle is actually really good against Earth Spirit and Jakiro as well. You can purge so many things from your allies or yourself. False Promise also going to be purging.
Mm-hmm.
And they're down to 20 seconds reserve time. They're a little bit lost in this draft, I want to say, at the moment.
There's been a lot of thinking in this drafting phase. There's been, especially on the bans here. But in the end, OG are going to pick up Juggernaut.
Oh. Okay.
You're not loving it?
I don't know about... Yeah, I'm not really loving that. They're going to need to get some more tanky heroes on the other 2 on OG side to make up for this Juggernaut. Like, you got to utilize that healing word very well to make this Juggernaut a very good hero here. Troll Warlord possibly might come. Okay, Drow Ranger. Okay, something ranged. Doesn't have bench to buffer up. I feel Troll could have been interesting, but maybe Ace is not really feeling too confident about that right now. Although I think it's one of his best heroes that he plays.
Yeah. I'm a little bit surprised that didn't happen, but the Drow's going to be the pickup from 5-men instead. So that's going to be their safe lane along with the Oracle. So it looks like they've got their side lane sorted out now. 5-men just need a mid laner, for which they themselves have the last pick for. Oh, gee, I mean, they are literally out of reserve time now. They are moving into random territory, and they're going to take the Seb Enigma. Alrighty, this is a hero I haven't seen in a very long time, but there it is.
Yeah. That's crazy. They picked Enigma. And, I mean, you're picking Enigma into a Rubik. So now this Rubik has more value. right? You have Ice Path. You also have to consider that you cannot use Black Hole in a lot of situations, and they don't have heroes who can find Rubik easily. Like Earth Spirit is not reliable to catch a Rubik. So this last pick mid laner needs to accomplish that. That's one. Secondly, Drow is actually considered quite a good hero against Enigma because you can burst the Enigma, and the Enigma is gonna have a hard time like jumping on Drow because
Very long
she's gonna
range.
be, you know, max ranged exactly.
Yeah.
And if Enigma black holes anybody else, and the Drow can just focus you down during your black hole and kill you. So
basically,
confused with
5-man
this
black
pick.
hole or no black hole.
Yeah. So you have to black hole the Drow, and then you also need to like black hole the Rubik or get your teammates to kill the Rubik so you can even use the black hole. And I think the laning stage should be very good for Drow because she has multi-shot, which can hit the Eidolons and kill the Eidolons off. And you also have the Oracle first scale that can do some damage and root the Eidolons too. Because that's how you win the lane against Enigma, right? You need to just kill his Eidolons so you get back the XP that you lost.
Easy peasy. Murder them with a multi-shot. It does do a lot of damage on the Drow. And you can take down the little boys quite easily. Provided they don't get the recurring shots off on you. So the Queen of Pain and the Invoker is banned out by OG. Meanwhile, 5-men, they get rid of the Beastmaster. One more ban to come from them.
Oh! I just realized something. Maybe this is no-tail Enigma.
No-tail Enigma from mid.
Right, exactly. Maybe it's just a no-tail Enigma middle. He's just going to deny creeps and just... I mean, this is one of his like signature heroes too, apparently. For the time he played Han and stuff too, so... Maybe that he's just busting out all his old school heroes that he used to play.
Yeah, going back to the classics. Why not?
Yeah, it could be possibly a mid Enigma. It could be. But I mean, 5-man will get to see what the other hero too is. So they're gonna pick like a mid laner that can deal with both Enigma and the last pick they're gonna make here, regardless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm still concerned though. Like I still think 5-man's lineup is looking quite solid right now, especially considering they have the last pick. And with their last pick on 5-man, I think they're gonna want to pick something tanky that can go in to engagements. Tiny is surprisingly still available in this game, and I think it could work quite well. They go with the Mars. All right.
Okay, so 5-men got a good read here with the fact that the Enigma was possibly going to be mid, and with the offlane bans, you know, I think they got themselves in a great position. Because if they didn't ban that Beastmaster, OG could have been sitting pretty with the Beastmaster Enigma lineup, but that doesn't happen.
Well, this could also be a Mars middle and Enigma offlane still.
True.
Because Mars Earth Spirit is not a very strong lane together.
No.
Yeah. So Mars mid, it seems a little bit more likely.
Yeah, and Seb could still play it in mid. Like, I think anybody, as we've seen, OG are happy to put anybody anywhere, so they're not really too worried about who's going where and playing what. And the final pickup from 5-men, it's going to be the Void Spirit for them. So that's going to be their mid laner. Probably lanes well into both Enigma and Mars. They're mostly physical damage, therefore the physical damage shield from the Void is going to be very good indeed.
Okay.
So how are you weighting these drafts? Do you think that 5-men have a significant draft advantage after this one?
So it's going to be Seb offlane, and No-Tail is playing mid Earth Spirit. So it's going to be a support Mars.
Support Mars on
so
being played by
I'm trying to digest all this first.
Whew.
Yeah. I think if 5-men get away with the laning stage, like if Drow has good farm, I think they're better in this game. Misery has his work cut off for him. Like it's a pretty good game for Misery, honestly.
It is.
So like this is gonna be on him to shine and like do everything properly. Like stealing Ice Path, stealing Black Hole, maybe getting even an arena here and there or something. And just like
pretty good as well.
Exactly. I mean, I think I gotta go with 5-men. Like
I've got to agree. I think this draft looks really good. I think black holes aren't going to really be a thing until you've got BKB, just because you've got Bloodseeker and Drow and Void and Rubik, all these heroes with really easy cancels for the black hole. So yeah, I think this is definitely looking like it's going to be. But then again, when he gets the BKB, there's then nothing to stop him except pure damage coming out from the Drow. So Once Seb gets there, it's going to be a threat. I'm very interested to see how this one goes as OG and 5 men get loaded up into game number 2 here at the OGA Dota Pit. Let's see which way the penny shall fall in this second matchup. I think 5 men are in a great position to try and make a comeback in this one. OG, can they repel them and get the clean 2-0 victory? Let's find out.
Who would have thought it's going to be Earth Spirit to mid by Nota? We were thinking all the different possibilities. And, you know, OG never fails to surprise you. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, they're always wild. They always keep us guessing. See, that's why I told you yesterday, you know, don't ever second guess them. You'll just set yourself up in a weird position.
It's okay. Look at Seb and his item build. I like this. He's got a buckler level 1. So that extra armor for his Eidolons.
Against the Drow with multi shot.
Exactly. And Saksa's gonna like that too, having that armor for him. And because the Earth Spirit is gonna be mid, I think the Oracle and the Rubik, they're gonna be pressured a little bit more in this game. Because now you got that more farmed Earth Spirit. Like even if he rolls in, he's probably not gonna instantly die, I hope. Unless No-Tail ends up playing like a support. And then they're gonna have some pressure on the Rubik. It's the thing that concerns me the most. Like, how are they gonna kill this Rubik in the mid and the late game if they don't completely snowball on OG side?
The battle begins.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's gonna be oh my goodness, that's a lot of damage being traded here as Jibe and mid one battle for the bounty rune. Jibe is the one who gets it in the end, however.
It's okay with that. Bloodseeker has plenty of sustain with that thirst.
Yeah, he does indeed. It's a pretty... What's the reason why the Bloodseeker is so strong right now? Is it just thirst?
Yeah, that's it. Like, it's just such an amazing spell. Bloodright is a very low mana cost for 120 pure damage, level 1 even. So you can constantly spam that out. And then the thirst with the sustain in the lane just makes him such a beast of a core.
Alright, well, let's get started. Top lane, mid one just spinning off the Bloodright. Doesn't want to take that damage, wants to do a little bit in response. Nice moves. You know, down at bottom, Ace taking a little bit of damage early on. A bit of right clicks coming through onto Ace, but he's going to be alright as well. Yeah, so an unusual lane in the bot here as Saxtra on the Mars lanes up with Seb on the Enigma.
Ooh, interesting. He went for the multi-shot level 1 instead of the Frost Arrow, so he's actually missing 5 damage. And there's not going to be the Frost Arrow on the multi-shot either to slow down the opponent. Just wanted to clear up those Eidolons, I guess.
Yeah, that is a play. I wonder if he'd seen the buckler beforehand, he would have changed his mind. Not too sure. On top, Sox playing around with Misery here, taking a bit of damage though. Jibe does have the blood right. I could use it on Sox here, but I'm not sure if we get him. He's holding back. Doesn't want to waste it. Wants to save it to secure creeps instead. It's always what you want to do when you're playing Bloodseeker in lane. Just use the blood right on the creeps and also use it to harass the jug. But meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, they actually bring down Pi Light Die.
Oh, wow. Yep, that's God's Rebuke with the Orb of Venom. Just slowing them down. Too easy of a kill here on Pi. This Nemo's actually almost level 3. That's crazy.
Having a good old time of it. Meanwhile, the Drought, well, she's getting there, but nowhere near as close compared to Seb with all his extra bonus XP. And the XP has been denying from the Drought just by using this demonic conversion as well. So I wonder what the idea of this position 4 Mars is. I think, you know, I already know. I think it's just the Drought counter. Arena is a pain in the ass for Drought to deal with.
Yep. And it's doing surprisingly well at the moment in this lane as well. So, Saksa though, he might be dead.
That he's gone in very hard forward here. Ace, he does have the multi-shot, but the damage will be there. He got Caster's Cursed, and that's going to be Saksa going down in the bottom lane. That was a hard Caster's Curse, dude. You destroyed him.
I don't know what was up with Saksa there. That was imposter moves.
And sus on Mars. Well,
yeah.
How's our middle lane looking at least? Boy No-Tail, he's not doing great, unfortunately. 11-0 to 18-4, but you know that's what happens when you have a player who's not used to playing mid against a seasoned veteran like Chessie.
It's gotta feel bad for No-Tail, but you know his plan, right? He's just gonna focus on his rotations. Just wants to... The way that I see No-Tail is like he's playing position 4 in the mid lane, and he's just like hitting those level timings earlier, so he can make those rotations, stronger rotations, essentially. And some of these mid guys are like a bit confused, like where did Notail go? What is he doing? Why is he not farming?
Yeah. Oh dear, I mean, watching the mid lane is kind of sad though, as Jesse is really just kind of giving it a bit of a smackdown. Meanwhile,
is he dead?
again, oh god, the kick away! Jesse doesn't have any more catch than this,
close,
so Notail is okay. Yeah, it does get
got
very
bottom.
low.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It's like
Meanwhile,
taking
top-
candy away from a baby.
Tis rather, tis. Meanwhile, in the top lane at mid one, he's just gonna stab himself up. Been peppered with harassment by Jibe, but not much more than that. Might pop the spin hit, yeah, just grab himself some creeps, get himself some harassment down.
He's getting owned top as well on this Juggernaut. This was
He is a
the
bit.
concern. It's
Yeah,
Rubik
these-
Bloodseeker lane.
Lanes are a pretty hideous condition for OG currently.
Oh, if he actually got the lift on the Jakiro and threw him into the Blood Right, I think that could have been a potential kill on Sox there. Because mid one didn't have Blade Fury to assist.
Ace dead in the bottom lane though to Seb and Saxa, doing their work. Man, this lane is scary, dude. This lane is hella
Yeah, it
scary.
is.
They're getting kills.
That
I mean,
Orb
their
of Venom.
CS isn't amazing, but their kills are coming through. This is a one lane which is going okay for OG.
Exactly.
Oh, Misery in trouble. Up at top, spin is there. Mid one will be able to finish the job and get him run down, and Jibe can only run away.
He's also got 17 stick charges on the Juggernaut. Maybe he's thinking of getting some baits on this Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker's just gonna go back and get the bounties instead.
Radiant's
Our Spirit also has a bounty available for him to take. He's gonna refill his bottle.
Easy stuff, easy stuff. You know, Saxa, he's playing around with this bounty a little bit here. I feel like he's trying to bait in Pylai Die, but I think he's in some trouble himself here as the Drowse just starts hitting him. She actually turned around to hit creeps, and now Notail can roll in and finish off the job onto Pylai Die. Saxa sets up beautifully. Meanwhile, up at the top lane, Sox might be losing his life here. One more right click will be required, but they're not going to find it. Meanwhile, Jibe dies to mid one.
That's huge.
Dearie me, that is a big problemo for five men.
You cannot be dying if you're the Bloodseeker in this lane, especially when you're winning so hard in the CS war. And Ace, he's actually struggling now in this bottom lane. He's only level 4.5. It's 6 minutes in already.
Who needs
gonna
CS when you can just dominate the lane by getting kills? That's the OG way.
tower is under attack.
Notail is back
Die.
at bottom, rolling onto Pylai Die, trying to find the easy kill, even dropping the Magnetize here, but the multi-shot's coming through, and Chessie making his way over
Chessie's
as well.
here,
The
though.
other mid lane is coming in, and Notail's going to be pretty quickly dispatched off. Nothing he can do about that. Tries to pop some more Magnetizers, but Pylai Die is completely fine.
Yeah. Good rotation here from Chessie, countering the movements or mirroring the movements of the Earth Spirit. That's what he's got to do. I was kind of expecting Chessie to be the first one to make some kind of a move on this map, but of course, Notail beat him to it. That's how they were able to kill the Oracle earlier.
Yeah, it kind of feels like Notail knows he's not going to be able to win his lane, so he just tends to move as quickly as possible and try and swing it for his team in other lanes, but Chessie's just matching
Right.
that aggression.
What they need right now is this Enigma to die somehow, because this Enigma is way too far. Oh, bottom Ace again. Oh, the Spear doesn't land.
The
There is a
black hole comes
available.
down as well. Drow, she's going to get brought down here, it looks like. The right click comes through and Seb finishes the job onto Ace.
Surprisingly, a very, very strong lane. I wonder how much that has to do with the fact that Oracle gave away First Blood
Yeah.
in this lane.
Have to wonder. Talking about Oracle, there's a spear coming in from behind from Saxa. Got Dubuque as well. Seb's on top. The right click's coming through thick and fast, and down goes Pylai Die once again. It's a bit of a feed fest in the bottom lane.
Jibe
Back
top
in,
as well,
Saxa already
solo.
looking for him. Spear does connect, but yeah, Jibe dead in the top lane. Meanwhile, it will be dropping kind of low response, but Ace is in trouble at bottom. Seb and Saxa trying to do the damage. She's turning around though with the multi-shot.
is here.
Saxa taking some heavy hits, and now Chessie comes in trying to finish off Saxa, is successful in doing exactly that. The Eidolon still peppering away at the Drow. Seb just going for the TP way, doesn't want anything to do with Chessie. Meanwhile, Misery dies in the top lane to mid one as he gets that Omni Slash, gets a kill, and brings down that Rubik. Kills across the map right now as this game is exploding in action.
And in favor of OG as well. Mid one and
time.
Sox getting a kill onto the Rubik and
Radiant's middle
Bloodseeker
tower
once
is under
again.
attack.
This lane that was such a big win for 5 men is actually a loss now. They've turned it around just from the kills alone. Mid one is 3-0.
Just kill them. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Win Dota. Just kill enemies over and over again. And the aggression is just so intense. And she's a Drow, you know, she's a Drow at level 6. She should feel strong right now, but she doesn't. She feels like a little potato, just rolling around the bottom lane, occasionally getting squashed.
Yeah, it's the big bad Enigma with a phase boost, buckler, ring of Bassi, plenty of auras, high armor.
Phase boots Enigma, huh?
Radiant's bottom
Sliding into
Sox
getting
is
Black
down here
Heart's free
too.
Blink.
Got the level 2 liquid fire.
Yeah.
Ready to take that tier 1 tower.
Misery has returned to the bottom lane with that Fadebot planning to try and defend this one. And actually Chassis jumping in, but no hard commitment from him really as they actually drop down the Midnight Pulse here. The Spear back to throw back the Void Spirit. He's struggling to really get much of an engagement. He's got to back himself away, but meanwhile Sox takes some heavy damage. Ace might be able to finish the job, and Zakira can do exactly that. Ouch indeed. Ace does do damage when he gets the chance. Meanwhile Seb getting jumped on by Chessie, but unfortunately the Remnant will miss, and that will save his life.
I think that was a dead Enigma, if that Remnant hit there.
I think so too.
They had the follow-up from the Jaw Ranger and the Rubik with his level 3 Fade Bolt. Would have been huge. Actually, Misery very close to level 6 now.
That's what they need. Potential steal on the Black Hole as he jump forward onto Saxter, and he gets dispatched very, very quickly. Dota just rolling across here and suddenly decides that actually, I'm kind of glad that one didn't hit, because that could have been a bit disastrous. They have the Black Hole in 20 seconds, but I don't think OG are going to be sticking around to try and make this one work.
It's a lot of pain, this Void Spirit and the Jaw Ranger together. They just cast their spells. No Tail, he wants this rune!
He might well just get it as well. Popping the Magnetize onto poor old Chessie, forcing him back up to the high ground. He's actually going to have to TP himself away here as well, so going all the way home.
Yeah, well done there from No Tail to not give that rune away to the Void Spirit. I think if he didn't drop the ultimate, Chessie probably would have committed.
Oh, 5 and 9 is the scoreline currently. 5 men do have the net worth advantage. That's made up for in the fact that Misery is actually quite farmed for the Rubik.
Yep. I think this is where they get really strong, right? On 5 men, because they get that Oracle level 6, so they got the save now available. Rubik is also level 7, has stolen Demonic Conversion.
Yeah, but one of his Eidolons got demonically converted by Seb right the way back. They're having a little battle down here in the bottom lane.
Trying to defend this as long as he possibly can. He knows his tower, its days are numbered, so just trying to slow it down.
Oh, look at the scouting, but Sox just ripped his own way through the trees onto Misery now, and that reveals him. And the Spear actually finished him off nicely done from Saxa. Meanwhile, Ace joins this engagement. I'm not too sure about this. Let's see how it works out for them as the Ice Path comes through. They've got the Arena as well onto Ace. Mid one joining in this one as well. He's got the Omni Slash to bring down the Drow, and there is nothing she can do but die. Meanwhile, Highlight Die on the run from No Tail here as No Tail throws back the Void Spirit. Void Spirit decided to get down to the river instead of continuing to take this engagement.
Yeah, he would have got Black Hold if he actually stuck around there, so good decision to get out. It was very questionable on the other heroes of 5 men. They should just let the Rubik be down there, you know, push that lane out. It's not really a fight that you want to take that on that area of the map.
Drow was probably the biggest mistake of that fight, to be honest, TPing it into 4 heroes. Not that she knew there were 4 heroes there. Oh, Rubik got Bulwark. Never seen this before. Meanwhile, in comes a Rupture onto No Tail, and he's just going to get run down instantly. Saxa trying to do something here, throwing in the Spear, but gets dragged in by the Remnant. Stop staying on top of Shibe.
Oh,
all good.
very smart of Saxa to use that Bulwark after his spells, so that the Rubik can't steal anything. Feels bad.
I mean, he might be able to tank a tower here.
Middle tower is under attack.
Macropire once again being used by Sox. He knows exactly what to do to get rid of this creep wave under the tower. Smelt it. Meanwhile, Jibe, there's going to be a roll forward onto him. This Bloodseeker could be in some trouble as they knock him back under the tower into the range of the tier 1, and the Spear comes down as well. So much control. They're going to throw down the ultimate from Pylite Die, so the False Promise popped onto Jibe. They're just going to pile the damage into him and see if they can bring him down. But he's going to be okay. He's got a lot of health still. And with that silence as well, no, they've got the spin from mid one, and with the rock cutting through as well, Jibe is going to lose his life eventually. Oh, he's so fast! The thirst! Oh no! Saxo actually ended up dying, so Zibe is now out of speed, and he is going to lose his life in the end.
But the mid tower, though. after all that chase, the mid tower is gonna fall for OG.
Yeah, that's actually huge from Jibe to make that much space for his team to now take the middle tower. And, well, they'll throw back the Juggernaut, not wanting him. But, yeah, big stuff from 5 men.
Indeed. And Seb has to be very careful now to use his black hole, because the Rubik is constantly watching him.
Dire's top tower is
Always
under attack.
watching.
Radiant's
They got 3 cores now middle. They really want to take this mid tower back since they lost theirs. Here comes Saksa. Jakiro's here too with the level 2 liquid fire. Misery just spamming this lane out. Meanwhile,
Jakiro's so
Drow just
annoying.
gonna farm top. This is her space.
Yeah, this is the improvement we want to see from last game as well, right? Where Ace wasn't really playing top so much. She spent a long time in the jungle, not really committing that much to the map. And his team suffered for it, but this time he's putting on the pressure, forcing OG to come back and defend their lanes early on at this 14-minute mark. If that continues, that's going to be a big improvement.
There's a smoke
There's
now
a
from
smoke,
both teams.
yeah.
Misery, uh-oh. I don't
He can't steal anything here, actually. He's just going to get pinned to the wall and torn apart by OG, thrown to the wolves. No chance of survival. Ace, meanwhile, he's actually been slowed by a ghost here. He's going to be okay, though. They see Chessie. They've got the sentry down.
Seb also opting for a minus this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's a good decision. This game's gonna go pretty long, so might as well get your items. No tail, rupture.
Meanwhile, yeah, he's
Healing
ruptured
word.
up here, just trying to waddle himself away from the Drow, but look at the multi-shot, that's doing a lot of work,
Wow,
and now,
that
well,
damage.
Chessie takes down Saxa, No Tail gonna lose his life
the
as well.
rupture!
2 quick kills, the roll away was not the play, No Tail goes down. Meanwhile, Chessie more than
No
happy
Tail
to walk
bought
up
a
this high ground,
blade
purging
mail
off the
too.
dual breath. Jibe with the blocks, just bringing him into range of that remnant, and they're gonna lose their dragon as well.
Rip socks.
Rip sucks.
The
Never feels
lingering
good to
position
watch him
5.
die. Yeah.
And they're actually looking at middle on top. Paladai does have his false promise to save the Jaw Ranger if he decides to fight back.
Oh, silence just doesn't quite get him. Got the creeps behind him, but not him himself. And he's interested here. He's got an Omni Slash, but with Paladai in the neighborhood, seems like a bit of a risky one. Paladai just going to throw that ulti down nice and early onto the Drow, make sure she's nice and safe. She's going to turn around with a 3-man silence. Misery turning up to this one. Jibe coming in from behind as well. Chessie just going straight into this one. This is going to be a big fight right now. And look at Saxa just absolutely melted on the front lines. No Tail going for the roll, but unfortunately, Seb turns up, has a black hole, but just gets Yuled. Doesn't want to use it right now. And now, well, the stun comes down onto the Void Spirit. Seb just moving up to the high ground, but it looks like it's going to be No Tail who's finished off, although he gets a kick onto Chessie before he dies, but Daimo certainly shall. And Jibe looking for more, looking for Socks. Does he have any more spells to use? Not for the time being, so it looks like Socks will be able to slowly flop himself away from this fight. But another fight going the way of 5 men. They found their inner fire, 5 men, and they are bringing the battle to OG in this game too.
Yep, this is the mid-game fighting capabilities of 5 men. Void Spirit is so strong in this game. And they got so much magical damage from the Rubik and the Void Spirit together as well. I guess we can't really count out Oracle's Purifying Flames too.
Yeah.
Also dishing out a lot.
Yeah, it's the quiet nuke.
Yeah, I wanted to mention
such a tiny animation as well. You never realize it until you're like half
Exactly.
HP, like, what's been doing it?
Exactly. You're like, why am I getting blown up in the fights? And then you look at your fight recap or your damage death summary, and then you're like, oh, okay. Oracle did 700 damage to me. Cool.
Very nice. Thank you, Oracle. Appreciate that.
No Tail
another
opted for a
Roshan
blame
attempt.
this game too. For the Bloodseeker. Yep, they are rushing here.
Smart. We'll see if that pays off. It's not going to be the quickest Roshan in the world. Meanwhile, Saxa going to interrupt things a bit. Now, I have to say, the Mars, we haven't really seen the mid-game impact from him just yet. Had a really good laning phase, but has kind of struggled since. And now the arena comes down, holding back the Oracle. This is the game of the game right now. But meanwhile, look at these heroes just getting melted to the front line. Socks and No Tail lose their lives instantly. The Omni Slash coming through onto Pylite Die. Pops the ultimate onto himself, meaning, well, it might kill him eventually. Meanwhile, Ace, he's on the high ground. No Tail respawns, TPs into the outpost and gets on top of the Drow Ranger. Drow Ranger is going to drop. That's a big kill. And they're looking across to Chessie as well. Chessie still has a ton of spells at his disposal, though, so I don't think they're going to be able to bring him down anytime soon. and they still want to take control of this Roche pit. Meanwhile, here comes the Yules, in comes a Remnant. Nice combination from 5 men. Is that enough to bring down No Tail, though it is the spear?
Oh, the Black gets
Misery just about catches him. Beautifully done. Meanwhile, in comes Jibbe. Mid1 trying to spin him down here, but the magic immunity from Highlight Dive from the high ground is stopping Jibbe from taking any damage from this. Chessie pretty low, but they're still trying to play around this. 5 men going for a crazy fight here. They could have backed out, but they keep it on going. Trying to see if they can get an opportunity onto mid-1 here. The Purge is going to catch him at the high ground. Chessie's still trying to chase. Look at the vision with the blood right up onto the high ground. They chop through the dragon, but Chessie is taking a step too far. Or has he? The Dissimulate comes down to the low ground. He's going to get healed up. Sax is now back looking for an entrance into this fight, but I think it might be over at last. 5 men lose no one and get themselves, well, a couple of extra kills off the back of that. Pretty impressive fighting from them again. You know, I said it earlier, but I'll say it again. They have found their fire in game number 2. Oh my god, it's not even over yet. Chessie, nah, he's good. Dissimulate up to the high ground.
All right, let me recap that fight for you, okay?
Please
This
do.
is what 5 men got. They got 2 no-tail kills, 2 Sox kills, 1 Soxa kill. So that's 5 kills in total. OG, out of that entire engagement, they only killed Ace. And that was like a what? Like a 2.5 minute fight or something? And no-tail also had to use a buyback.
Yeah, it's a lot of time wasted. You know, the Juggernaut was pretty much fighting the entire time as well. You can't even say it was off hitting creeps. Well, there's nothing really being made from that. Meanwhile, Enigma is being controlled up right now. Oh my god, look at the damage coming out with the bat. Just too much. They're just slamming their faces into them at this point. Arena comes down, not really doing anything of value. Mid-1, well, he's just running himself away from this one. But surely 5 men have taken control, and now I imagine they're going to head in to Roshan.
That's going to be Roche. Yeah, this is exactly the kind of Roche they want. They got 3 killed. This is guaranteed Roshan. They got the sentry on this Roshan area as well. So they know they're not being watched at all. No Tail's like, can I go in, guys? He's only got like 2 boulders left. They hate giving Aegis away.
Let's go again. Huh?
So Ace gonna get an Aegis for himself. It's gonna be really hard to kill him now. I gotta say, man, Chessie has been playing so well in this game. He's on
Agreed.
point with his spellcasting. He's been in the right place at the right time. And he's just been facilitating all of these kills.
Yeah, man, he's been the frontliner, and he's been making himself super elusive. He's been kind of baiting OG in, and most importantly, hasn't been dying for it either. He's been surviving through these fights, which is absolutely key, and he's in a really good position because of it. Only one he's behind is mid-1, who has got himself a lot of farm. Is now pushing down this bottom tier 2 tower, so they're just going to make the straight up trade here. However, I'm not sure 5 men are going to stop. I think they might want to try and force OG back at the very least by having a tap on this high ground.
Yep, it's a really good call here to do this. They know Black Hole might still be on cooldown, or even if they use it, it doesn't matter. They got that long cast range from Rubik.
Oh my god, Sox! Is he okay here? Well, it's actually got out the rupture. Well, gonna be okay. Sox survives this one. Now the arena defensive. Oh no, that's Rubik arena.
Okay.
All right, just hold them back, gets themselves out. Fair enough. Reset the fight. It's a call from 5 men.
Yeah, that was good. That's exactly what they want to do, right? They want to bring back OG to their side of the map, and now OG are kind of stuck in this area, and 5 men are just gonna be able to clean up all the creeps at this point and continue to build on their advantage. It looked a little bit scary for Chessie there, I must admit, but
It did.
you know, Paladai definitely has his back. Ooh, this could be a really bad.
No tail.
really
He's
bad
getting
for OG.
blasted. Oh my goodness. See you later, buddy.
Alone
He came a little bit too far
Yikes.
forward. They were defending that high ground area. They did not want OG to come back into their own jungle, and they're successful.
They're gonna look for the tier 2 tower middle instead of pressuring the high ground once again. They don't want to make any mistakes on the high ground plays. Meanwhile, Soxa actually made his way all the way bottom to try and get some kind of split push going. Maybe make 5 men at least think about going back into the bottom area of the map instead.
Yeah, they're not
I must
having
say,
it.
this position for Mars, it did okay in the first couple minutes of the game, but now feels very, very squishy, dying extremely quickly in the engagements.
Indeed, indeed. It seems to be the issue where, you know, this hero's spells aren't exactly long-ranged. Even the spear, you need to get close to get the vector off to pin them to a tree. So you're kind of left with a hero which isn't tanky and needs to be in the front lines, which is always a bad combination. I still think the arena is just supposed to be the drow counter in a way to stop her getting off her damage in these team fights, but that might not be the case as they drop down the arena, trying to get down Jibbe here. Bloodseeker's going to be the target. Mid-One's just trying to cut through him. Meanwhile, Sock's already dead in the backlines to Chessie, and they've just done nothing to Jibbe at this point. Mid-One has completely failed to do anything. Meanwhile, on the sidelines, Void Spirit being targeted down. Chessie has to get himself away, use a Dissimulate to get himself back from this team fight. OG all as ready as 5 men as the ultimate gets dropped from Pylite Die onto himself. False Promise used defensively, and meanwhile, Drow, he's getting kicked away by No-Tail actually as a front here. There comes a Black Hole, just about catches Jibbe, and finally, maybe one more right click will be needed. The stolen Black Hole onto Mars instead, and they get Mid-One with it as well. Misery does it big. He gets down to Yukiro still in the backlines here, and well, he's just gonna take him down with 2 lonesome arrows and a beautiful remnant as well. First board from Chessie. Seb's gonna go down as well. That's gonna be 4 heroes down on the side of OG. Sock's dead twice as well. Goodness gracious, what a perfect team fight from 5 men. All they lose is their Bloodseeker, and it cost them so much to get that 1 hero dead as well.
Yeah, how they open that team fight into the Bloodseeker, but he has a Vanguard, Veil, and Guardian Greaves. He's so tanky, and if you don't try to kill the Oracle first, I think they're just going to keep on saving each other. So OG not jumping the right target. It was kind of just doomed from the very beginning, and in the end there, Rubik finally stealing that Black Hole because Seb had to use it.
Chessie! Oh my god.
3 kills.
That was domination right there.
Yeah, Chessie, he feels like a god right now. Like, they almost brought him down, and then he's like, well, I have a Dissimulate, then I got a Yules, and I also have a Oracle on my side. He is not afraid of anything at all.
He fears no man. He fears only God himself.
They have so much follow-up damage to Chessie's initiation with the Yules and the Aether Remnant. You got the Fade Bolt, the multi-shot, the Oracle with the Purifying Flames.
And in that fight, we really saw the limitations of this Enigma as well. He's essentially just Dominant Conversion, Midnight Pulse, and Malphist. Like, his ultimate doesn't really exist this game. Like, yes, he can use it. Every single time it's going to be stolen by the Rubik, though. And it's also pretty easily cancelled out as well. He's not going for the BKB. He's going for the Auras because he feels like that's what his team needs. So, yeah, Hero feeling a little bit lackluster in this game.
Yeah, and the Juggernaut just getting completely kited in the engagements, too. Like, he has pretty decent farm, but like, what can you really do
Bottom?
if your team can't lock them down for you?
Yeah. Saxa, he has got this arena, but well, he's going to catch out Zibi inside of the arena. Not quite sure where. Here comes a follow-up. The rest of OG arrived at this one, and surely they should be able to finish the job here. Shibe, he's so tanky. This guy does not die easily. The Omni Slash comes out. They have to commit the Omni to finish him off. They do finally get that Bloodseeker brought down. But
they're under a ward on Ace here. I think Pylite Die is dead too.
Ice Path catches out Pylite Die. Do they have the follow-up though? He's got an ultimate. Probably going to have to use it on himself here. Or might not choose to use it at all. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Thrown down onto himself, and OG like, you know what, that's not worth it. And now in comes Chessie. He's got that Aghanim Silence coming down, so that's going to put a real nail in the OG coffin right now. Up across, pin out onto Pylite Die. Meanwhile, Drow, she's just calmly pewing away at poor old Spirit. Spirit just going to roll himself in, but No-Tail to lift up onto him, and he will get finished off. The multi-shot doing so much work. Look at them all taking so many damage. Meanwhile, the healing ward comes down to try and heal up OG. Buyback's coming though. It's actually Pylite Die buys back into this one, and he's just going to rampage up onto the high ground. Look at that guy, little Rambo. Shibi is back though. He's got the Rupture onto mid-one. Meanwhile, Seb, he's trying to get some kind of black hole off the 21, but Misery's the one who gets it off. He does get heals up afterwards. Mid-one go for the TP out, but he's not going to make it. Shibi gets that kill. Juggernaut is dead. 3 heroes got an OG now, and they are forced out of the enemy side of the map. They will see you later, but man, 5 men are playing this game very, very well.
Indeed they are. They have so much kite potential. They got the burst potential too. If you get even one disable out on OG, and OG at this moment, they just feel like they just can't lock anybody down. They have the damage available, but these stuns, they're just not lasting long enough, especially against an Oracle. So one thing that is going their way is they got to kill on the Oracle. If they can kill him one more time, there will be no more buyback. And maybe with that, they can snowball into some sort of a comeback or mount a comeback off of it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That is exactly what they need. Unfortunately,
Oh, Chessie.
there's too much
Again.
pressure coming out for them to really organize their thoughts right now. As Chessie, well, he does get stunned for just a second.
got the ice
Not a
pad.
shot, very
Misery.
off the mark. Oh no. Meanwhile, Rupture is down onto Seb, and there's Arena
big ice
coming
pad.
out. Well, that's not going to do a whole lot as the Ice Path holds them back. Arena misses onto all. Meanwhile, Notel once again caught out by everybody. He way too far forward, caught out of position. And it just feels like they're running around in circles for the moment. OG allowing 5 men to throw spells at them. The buyback from Notel might force might force 5 men back. Let's see. Sox still searching.
Just ice
Misery
paths,
with a better ice path and follow it up with a multi-shot as well. Oh my goodness, Jakiro might just lose his life here. Chessie jumps in, sees an opportunity, and will finish off the Jakiro. Meanwhile, Notel, just about gets himself away with that roll. Survives it. Chessie, he's in. The spear somehow connects and allows mid one to start just chunking away at the guy, but he's got himself that Yules to make himself more elusive. Meanwhile, Ace from the high ground, he's got the perfect position just to start wailing on these heroes. They can't really fight them when they have control of this area of the map, and look at mid one just having to run himself away. The heals coming out from OG will keep
under a
him
ward.
peachy for the time being. Do indeed have that ward on the high ground, but they don't care on the side of 5 men. They don't care in the slightest as they look forward onto Enigma. Now he's going to be the target. Silence comes through as well. There's no spells going to be used from Enigma. He's got himself a 1. That's going to be just about it. Well, Ace, he just continues to be in this amazing position, but the Ice Path onto 3. Is that going to be enough? They kick Ace down onto the low ground. Sep has been finished off. However, another Arena comes down and another 0 heroes caught inside of it. And meanwhile, it's Notel on the side, just being bullied by these 2 supports. And where's the Drow? There she is from the secret shop. Takes down Notel with a couple of arrows. Shibe, he's indeed, but that's because Chessie's along with him. They've got the Jakiro under the tower. Misery, meanwhile, dying to mid one of the back lines, but that's going to be the only casualty on the side of 5 men, I believe. The Sax gets finished off as well. It looks like Sox is going to be heading into the grave just about as quickly. The only survivor of this fight is going to be the Jug, and he's just going to try and hit some creeps in the middle lane, but this is looking like game 2 might be going the way of 5 men, Theben.
Oh man, that was so painful to watch. OG are just getting 3-man, 2-man ice pathed the entirety of that fight. He's getting completely kited. Mid one had to save his Omni Slash for the Rubik. He actually found him at the end of that engagement, dropped it on him. They got rid of the Rubik, but you know, at what cost? I think that was even a buyback from the Earth Spirit, a dieback from the Earth Spirit. He got 5 kills.
Being chased here, but he's got the spin TP should he want to go for it, and he will.
I think he's good. Yeah, he's tanky enough to get up.
He was just evaluating it. See if he can get himself a bounty run or something, and he's actually just bought himself a Mask of Madness. Interesting. Okay, he's got the blink
more
queued up for
damage.
the next item. I guess so. Yeah, wants that cheap damage. Realizing how badly this game is going for his team, it's a 20k gold advantage for 5 men. Needs the most value item he can think of for the extra damage in these team fights, and the Mask of Madness is going to be that cool.
And it's really nice, maybe if you can try to Omni Slash the Rubik and burst him before the Oracle gets the False Promise off. Which is possible, because the Oracle needs to first find the Rubik, and you got that cast animation as well. Maybe you can just burst him with that mom. And just that might allow Seb to walk in and cast a black hole.
Maybe. It seems like a big ask. He is finally going for the Blink Dagger and BKB as the side of 5 men finish off that Roche.
So we also have E-Blade queued up for Ace. So another item that's going to help keep his team alive. They're kind of just like protecting each other, right? Misery and Chessie are kind of like the damage dealers or the setup guys. You got the Oracle and the Bloodseeker just healing up their allies constantly. And with this, it feels like no one on 5 minutes is ever going to die. Maybe one hero might die if the Omni Slash hits without while the Oracle is disabled. But other than that, they have a pretty much unkillable draft right now.
Healing ward out. Mid one just kind of chilling on the front lines, and they make the jump onto Seb. Seb, of course, being actually used up as the Arena comes down. Maybe they can go for the Black Hole onto the Void Spirit here. But no, the Ice Path stolen once again and used immediately to hold back the side of OG. Meanwhile, Notel's in very deep once more. That Blade Mail not doing him much good as he gets finished off, and Mid one's also in the similar situation, going for the TP spin out in the front of everybody because he's been ruptured up, and now the team's left for dead. Chessie jumps in, gets a silence onto 2. Sax is going to get himself ripped down. Yields comes out, but they will take down the dragon, and now goes Saxer as well. 2 heroes taken to the grave along with No-Tail, makes it 3. 5 men aren't even struggling. They're not breaking a sweat when they murder these OG heroes. It's kind of sad. And now they're looking towards the Enigma, and he's going to get ice popped up as well. Comboed on down. Jesse going godlike with a double kill, and they're looking towards mid one as well. Mid one will most surely be losing his life, and this is probably going to be game. There it goes. The GG's come out. Game number 2. It goes to 5 men, and we will be going to a 3rd game. They dug deep and they found it, Steve, and they realized that the fighting spirit was inside them all along. I mean, what was different from the game number 1 compared to game number 2?
Oh, do I gotta say? It was a draft, right? Like, Fireman's draft in this game was beast, and I think OG, they spent so much time in the second phase band. They wasted a lot of time. They were not sure what they were going to pick up. I think this Jakiro, without the Faceless Void, it just doesn't feel like a super amazingly strong opener. And I think all the games OG won, they actually did have this Faceless Void, the 2 games that they won. So maybe in game number 3, 5 men might want to